Ashure here. As I promised, I said we are going to talk about one herb that many people think it's able to treat a lot of diseases, and they are wondering, is this true? Is it a myth? Is it a fact? So today we are going to look at little details. Maybe the video is going to look a little scientific, and others, I'm sorry for that, but it is necessary so that we establish one fact, and from there we can move on and see how well we would be able to use these herbs in treating many disease conditions. So for a start, I mentioned it in my other video, Vernonia amygdalina. It is commonly called bitter leaf, and this herb is used in various forms. It is used as food. So there is a food called bitter. Others can use it in their stew. Just cut it and mix it with the stew and use it in your preparations. And it is something that is widely eaten, especially in the north. And now it can also be used as a medicine. For medicine, we know Vernonia amygdalina being used in treating various kinds of disease conditions. I can mention from common malaria, which is a very common disease in Ghana, to other chronic conditions like hypertension and diabetes. Yes. But why can we use a single herb to treat these multiple disease conditions? It is something that bothers a lot of people. But through scientific research, now we've learned a lot about Vernonia amygdalina, or commonly called bitter leaf. So I'll be using the expression bitter leaf to a lot so that it becomes simple for everyone. Research on the leaf, I would show the image, has shown that bitter leaf contains a lot of stuff. For instance, we can find things like saponins in there, terpenoids, tannins, glycosides, flavonoids, alkaloids, and phenolic compounds. When we make mention of these compounds, basically what we want to mean is that, for instance, if somebody is having high cholesterol and he goes to the hospital, the person will be given medication, and the medication would contain things like saponins, which would help lower the person's cholesterol. So the orthodox medications that you'll be given to treat your cholesterol is just containing one of these compounds, which is saponins, which is going to be responsible in lowering your cholesterol level. So when we say bitter leaf is having these chemical constituents, what we want to also refer to is that these chemicals are things that would be responsible for curing some disease conditions that you have. I don't know if I'm making sense, but let me also break it down this way. So, for instance, if somebody is diabetic and he is given medication, the medication he will be given would have phenolic compounds. So, those phenolic compounds will be responsible for lowering your blood sugar level. It's having effect on your insulin, your pancreas to help insulin production, and the insulin going on to affect your sugar level. So when you take Vernonia amygdalina, you would have phenolic compounds in it, meaning that the phenolic compounds in there will be responsible in managing somebody's sugar. I hope I'm clear using these two illustrations. And that is not it. Upon the chemicals that we talked about, we also see that it is also having other minerals in them. And one thing I want to make clear at this point is that when we take a bitter leaf, there are a lot of things that will influence what it is having. One, the location or the area, the time the leaf is picked, the maturity of the leaf. Yes, all these would have effect on the amount of chemical constituents it can emit. And lastly, the method of extraction. We can even go into the processing. So, for instance, I picked the leaf. How did I dry it? it would have effect on the chemical constituents in it. The area I picked it and all that. So it would have when you take a bitter leaf, it would also have some minerals, and some of the minerals you will see in it, potassium, you can see calcium in there, magnesium, phosphorus. Those are the major ones, and it is having also trace elements such as zinc, iron, copper, iodine. All these chemical constituents or these substances I'm talking about will depend on where it is picked. That will influence what you get from the plant. Now, there is a table where an experiment was conducted and 44 different chemicals, specific chemical compounds, were extracted from Vernonia. I will show the picture which you would also see to see the chemical constituents that were extracted from it. In addition to that, a thin layer chromatography experiment was done on it. And in this, you see the intensity, how high some of the chemicals are, the mass, the levels. So, for instance, if you could take bitter leaf as medicine, and for instance, somebody may be having malaria, and his treatment is fantastic, but you'll be also taking it for another disease condition, and you may not have that much impact. It all depends on the level or the amount of the chemical constituent that you find in that specific plant that you are taking. So it is clear and it is true that a single herb can treat multiple conditions. The reason is that when we pick a single herb, you can have a lot of chemical constituents in there, including minerals and others, which in combination would have effects on your treatment outcome. So take note. It is scientifically proven that a single herb, for instance, the example I made, bitter leaf, can treat multiple conditions because of the chemical constituents that bitter leaf is having. Stay tuned for more. See you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to go into a little detail about Ashur's Herbal Complex. We are going to talk about some of its uniqueness and the success story so far. See you there.